Next slide, Debbie. So hopefully that got a little energy in the room, and I know it's a little warm, so we're going to get more water. And if you need more water or anything like that, just raise your hand and we'll deliver to you. The what? Okay, so why are we here today? So you're going to hear about projects in several different categories. You're going to hear about projects in the mental health and wellness space, overdose prevention and substance use space, social justice, LGBTQ+, and then also some youth advocacy work as well. You're going to learn to work in teams, which I'm sure most of you have already done, and collaborate with each other. So you'll be working with the teams that you choose, but also you'll be coming together with other teams at certain points in the summer to share the work that you're doing. You are going to partner with other departments. So all the projects that you're going to hear about today that are youth-led, they're not done in isolation. They're either done with the County of Marin Board of Supervisors, they're done with the County of Marin Suicide Prevention Collaboration, or OD3 Marin, or Marin County Health Education and SWAP. So that's going to kind of build your network of kind of who you know and the opportunities that you are seeking. You will also become an official County of Marin intern. This got started several years ago. My colleague Crystal's over there, and she is our County of Marin intern Board of Supervisors representative. But all of you are going to be connected with the organizations and the teams that you're working on, but you're all going to also be recognized as County of Marin interns. So there'll be some paperwork and some recognition for you as being part of County of Marin. And then also most of these projects, the summer is kind of a planning year, and most of them don't end. You'll have a scope of work that will have a beginning and end for the summer. But in reality, we've been doing this for several years, and the projects keep going because you guys are going to evolve and create, and you'll see. So there will be opportunities for you to continue in the school year. In the school year, we do have a Find Your Way scholarship, which some of you may have heard about. And these projects can roll into being a Find Your Way scholar, which offers a $500 stipend for the school year. So if you're doing what you're doing this summer, just know that you'll have the opportunity usually to stick with the project. And let's see, the what? Oh, wait.
You're on the why.
The why. Oh, sorry, the why. But I've got the why. Oh, thank you. I was looking at Kristen. Why would you participate in this? It's really a way to make an impact in your community. What I always tell folks is, like, if you guys weren't doing this work, nobody would be doing it. And so we had some really fabulous events this school year that really rang true. So it's your opportunity to hear your voice and make a big impact in the community. Connect with your peers. I mean, I think it's great that you guys probably don't know each other, so you would meet different people from different schools. Relationship building with partners and organizations for future opportunities. We already talked about that. Building skills. There's different kinds of skills you can build: leadership, research, teamwork, and hopefully these projects can provide you these opportunities. And lastly, these things are youth-led. So the adults you see in the room, we're what you call the backbone. We're here to support you, provide a little funding if you need, help organize the meetings. But these projects are really about what you guys create and what you want to do with our help. The why and then the how. So first step, you're here. So you've already done the first step. You're going to listen today and participate, ask questions. The second step, as we talked about, is you'll fill out a survey. You'll fill out a survey by June 6th. It'll say what you're interested in. And then one of the adult team leads for that team will contact you that following week. And they'll contact the people on the team and decide when and where you're going to meet as a team, taking into account everyone's schedule. So vacations are fine. You have a job, it's fine. We can work around all this stuff. This is not a huge time commitment. It's more about your energy and having your passion for these projects. And lastly, I'm almost done with this stuff. The when, we talked about surveys being due June 6th. That's in about a week. The week of June 10th, that's when you'll get contacted for the projects that you've chosen. And you'll see this on the survey, but some people want to choose more than one project. So you can choose up to 3 projects, and you'll see that on the survey. The week of June 17th is when the projects begin. The week of July 8th, we'll all come together virtually or in person. We'll see what works to share our project scope. So one team will tell everybody what they're doing, and another team will tell everybody what they're doing. And that's really to support each other, share ideas, ask questions. And then the projects wind down the week of August 5th. And then the week of August 12th, and we've done this for the past few years, thanks to MCOE, is we have a meeting, either virtually or in person, we'll see what happens, to community leaders for you to share the work that you've done. That includes leadership from our county education, leadership from the county, leadership from different organizations. And you guys will do a short PowerPoint presentation about what you've done and also have an ask. So if you have an ask of the county or an ask of MCOE or an ask of any other organizations to help support your work, it's a really powerful way to end the summer. And then I've said that already about the vacations or traveling. Okay, so now I'm going to hand it over to my colleague, Kristen.
Thank you.
And now this is the fun part. And also for the people that are presenting, I think probably here is the best, because if you come here, then or you can turn whatever, but just make sure you're out in the middle.
Thank you. It's something students wondering, but you should need if you weren't shared. Nancy, will you, your laptop for this one? Yeah. Awesome. All right, so again, my name is Kristen. I'm with the Marin County Office of Education. Thank you so much for being here, being at the County Office of Ed. I don't know if it was mentioned, but there is a restroom down the hall that way. So if anyone needs to use the restroom, like take care of your needs, and if you to like raise your hand and ask, just go for it. So I get the honor of just kind of letting you know what some of the opportunities are. So Nancy already mentioned kind of the themes. You have mental health and wellness. So I'm not going to go down every bullet on there. You can see that, but there's things like caring cards where you're writing letters, cards of hope to folks who might be in recovery or maybe recovering from a mental health challenge or currently living with one. The Find Your Way strategy and communication. You can work with me on the Student Wellness Ambassador Program. And then there's Youth Power, Youth Voice, TAY Radio. TAY stands for Transitional Age Youth. And social justice, so restorative covenant, which might be the first time you're hearing those words, but you'll get to learn all about that momentarily. Underage substance use, overdose prevention, quite a few folks here to talk about that. LGBTQ+, so queer prom, queer homecoming, super fun, and inclusive events, and then also education, so homework helpers. Next, and there's $100 stipend, don't let me forget that. It's the first time that we've been able to offer that, and it truly is because of a collaboration from all of these different organizations coming together and just pooling our resources to be able to, give you a token of our appreciation for spending some time with us over the summer, really like stepping into your leadership. Right, next. So I think now I get to invite folks up to talk about their projects, and so whoever comes up to talk about your projects, please keep it brief, so like 5 minutes or less, so that we can allow time for folks to ask questions, right? So can I, first before I go on, are there any questions in the room?
Can I just do a quick fact check if everyone is comfortable in their current seats / places that they're sitting? I know there's some floor friends if y'all want chairs, etc.
Yeah.
etc.
The folks sitting on, are you happy on the floor? You need chairs? Okay.
Great.
Cool. Thanks for checking. Okay. Any questions from folks on Zoom? Any of our Zooming?
No, I just took them backwards, but now I realize they're on the right slide.
Any questions from Zoom? Okay, and thank you also for joining us on Zoom. Okay, so who's gonna come up and chat about caring cards? All right.
Icebreaker leaders.
Hi. Oh, sorry. We're back again. So our project we will be presenting today is caring cards. So as kind of Kristen actually was just talking about caring cards. Caring cards are words of hope and encouragement in a handwritten letter sent to people either in recovery, in jail, or coming out of jail. And so this summer, we're gonna be focusing on a couple different things.
Yeah, so this summer, we actually have to read and package the cards that we receive from our local partners. And we also have to select the cover art for the cards. Every year, we select them from each year's new national health and showcase card.
Can you speak up for the Zoom microphone?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, also for reference, this is what the outside of a caring card looks like. There's the resources on the back. Here you go. I don't know what this one. Oh, this does have some more in it. Also, it does not have to be this long.
How many of you guys have written Karen cards at your school?
Yay.
So just to let you know, this started with a student like yourself about 3 years ago that I'd heard about some research that said that people in mental health or substance use recovery would benefit from having some words of support. So a student started this project with the Suicide Prevention Collaboration, and it's now grown to 25 schools and organizations writing these cards throughout the year. And then during the summer, we have about 3,000 to read and package up to get to those organizations. And then we really have to plan a sustainable process because we've outgrown our little Google sheet. This really has become a huge, huge project where now we've got 4,000 that we need to produce for the next time. So we really love to have.
Kind of what Nancy was just saying. There's definitely going to be a lot of review and improving our process. We need to update our surveys and how we organize everything. And then last but not least, outreach. So trying to get caring cards, maybe into like your school if you want to make a club for it, or different community organizations to partner with. And yeah, does anyone have any questions about that?
I think we're gonna do Q&A at the end.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I just,
Oh, that was,
it's okay. Yeah, thanks.
maybe the next team could stand here so we can rotate so that.
Yeah, I think that's good. And also, someone did ask a good question on Zoom, so I just want to make sure we respond to that. Wanting to know if these were going to be in person or virtual, like if one of the projects is going to be more virtual or in person, it's really going to be determined by the group.
Yes. Yeah.
So next is the Find Your Way Strategy and Communications team.
Hi everyone, I'm Sam Lee. I'm a senior at Bryn Academy and I'm the youth chair of Find Your Way. We're really excited this summer to have another team of interns helping work with us. And we have a lot of strategy, high-level things that we're working on this summer. And so if you choose this internship, you're going to help us reshape our mission. For context, Find Your Way began as a youth campaign, wellness campaign, and we started with a youth resource guide which was created for youth by youth. However, over the year, we've really evolved and we've become more of a larger program. And so we really want our the language that we use on our website, for example, to reflect how we've grown. And so that's kind of the work that you'd be doing with us. We're also going to be strategizing new outreach and communications, continuing our relationship with community partners, as well as preparing for the upcoming school year. So doing some planning for things like events, meetings, and social media posts, as well as whatever you guys decide to be important to the organization. So if you are interested or have any questions, please come find me. Thank you.
All right, more Find Your Way Resource Guide Roadshow. Jump it in. Oh my gosh.
I'm Alex, I'm a junior at Redwood, and
You probably know. Hi, I'm Sophia. I'm a junior at Redwood.
so we are working on the Find Your Way Resource Guide Roadshow. So it's kind of as Sammy was saying, the resource guide is what Find Your Way started out as, which is like a collection of youth serving organizations and resources for youth that need help, and it was made by youth and for youth. There's an online and printed resource guide, And so basically what we're doing is we're going around and doing a bunch of different trainings. I'm teaching people how to use the resource guide and kind of just getting it out there, trying to get as many people to know about it as possible. And now we're trying to include the 99 bag tag campaign into it, which I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but one girl started making bag tags for like athlete sports bags after
An instance, I'm not completely sure off the top of my head.
okay, well, yeah, they're bag tags and we're gonna start including that into our trainings. Yeah,
We're also gonna do some peer outreach, so just making sure that more people know about the resource guide. We want as many people to know as possible. And then also trying to get the resource guide maybe more integrated in the SWAP curriculum and just kind of working with SWAP to see what can happen.
yeah, thanks guys.
Swap.
Okay, SWAP. So SWAP is the student wellness. Yeah, sorry. We're comfortable and cozy in here. So SWAP is the Student Wellness Ambassador Program. It was started 2 years ago by me and some students from 5 different school districts. And we've expanded this year. We're now in 8 school districts and 11 schools. And really the purpose of it is to equip young people to be wellness ambassadors. So we know that you talk to each other about issues and concerns you have more than you talk to adults. And so we want to make sure students are equipped to hold space for that, to be able to listen to their peers without judgment, right, in a really empathetic way, and then link them to resources. So that's why we're partnering with the Find Your Way guide, because that's where a lot of the resources exist. And then also in addition to that, students who are part of SWAP learn how to advocate for changes they want on their school campuses to support mental health and wellness. And so that shows up in a lot of different ways. Some schools do wellness events on their campus, others do like meditation, yoga. Some do like real important changes like making bathrooms safer and more inclusive. So every school gets to kind of choose what they implement. It's a really cool project. So that's kind of the why. And now that we've finished our second year, my hope is to bring students together as an advisory board to SWAP. So I am hoping that students can meet with me over the summer to actually like design what some of the SWAP trainings look like. We come together 3 to 4 times over the year across the county for a day-long retreat. So it's super fun. I want that to be more youth-led. So I need students to work with me over the summer to make that happen. So that's the what. The who, this may be the only project that has some criteria about the who. So because it's informing SWAP, my hope is that the students who work with me over the summer are actually either currently a part of SWAP or want to be a part of SWAP in the future, which also limits to where you go to school. So it has to be one of the 11 schools that are currently part of SWAP. And I can list those schools. This will be a good quiz really quick for folks. So in Novato, we have San Marin, Novato High, and Marin Oaks. In San Rafael, we have San Rafael High, and Terra Linda High, and Davidson Middle School. So this is also open to middle school students. We have Hall Middle School, White Hill Middle School, Lagunitas, Salinas, and Tamales High School. Was that 11? Did I do it?
Yep.
Anyone counted? So my hope is that the students who work with me over the summer are from those schools. So it is limited. And I know that there's a few students here who are in SWAP, at least in the room, and I know that there's a bunch on Zoom. So I hope that you want to join. So that is it. Well, you're part of SWAP. Do you want to share anything? I don't want to put you on the spot, but do you want to share anything about what it's like to be in SWAP?
Yeah, sure. So at school, we have a wellness center for SWAP. And what we do after the retreats is, for the first semester, it's like social justice trainings. Our SWAP coordinators on campus give us presentations on bias and how we can support each other. And then the second semester is really us like getting projects done on campus. Like at San Marin, we do activities on Wednesday. We did a stress last week where we had activities for each day during lunch. We were also going to host a wellness fair this week actually at San Marino. Tabling, lots of fun activities, that got delayed to next year for reasons. But yeah, it's a really cool program. You get to be involved with your community, meet cool people. Yeah, really excited.
Great.
Thanks, Swap. Okay, so the main mental
Yeah,
health
that's
art.
good.
Just like when you're at work, can everyone see me here?
I think that's good,
Yeah.
just mix
Are
it
you
up.
sure?
Cause I feel like I don't wanna like block anyone, so I'm just gonna, can everyone hear me, see me?
Can
Yeah.
Zoom here?
Tanya's can
Yeah,
talk
let
loud.
us know who can hear on Zoom.
Okay, hi everyone, my name is Danya, I'm a junior at Novato High School, and this year I have co-led the May Mental Health Art and Film Showcase with Jessica Mendieta. She's not here today, but she's here in spirit. So a little bit of background about the May Mental Health Art and Film Showcase is, as we know, May is Mental Health Month, and the showcase comes together to bring youth art and perspective from all over the Marin County, and we bring it into the big event that we do at the end of the year with MCYC, which is Marin County Youth Commission, during their wellness festival. So this just happened like 2 weeks ago, where we were at TL and we hosted a really awesome event. We get art from a lot of middle schools, a lot of high schools, and we really just bring it together to showcase everyone's individual like perspective on mental health. All of the art shows their stories, and there's no restrictions on the art. It's like every single art medium that you can think of, so everything is welcome. So this summer, what we're planning to do is build our outreach list. So our project is a year-long project. So what we do in the summer is we have to plan and we have to put together a huge list of outreach and all of our contacts from all the different schools. And being on our team, we would love for you to help us figure out new sustainable ways to like create the art, put the art together on the actual like boards when we're at the event. And we're gonna probably meet once or twice a week, depending on everyone's schedule. It's gonna be mostly virtual. If we have an in-person meeting, it'll definitely be like based on everyone's availability and everything. And yeah, so we do a lot of school collaborations. I'm at Novato High School, which houses Marin School of the Arts, huge art program. And so we were able to get so many art pieces this year. Our goal was 150, and we got almost up to like 500 pieces of art in total for Marin County. So yeah. This year we want to go bigger and better, and even then, we want to do it in a more sustainable way, because this year we did an incredible outreach activity where we went to the schools. So we took the art to the schools and gave different communities, different organizations, like the youth organizations, canvases for them to do the art on them, and that was the art that we housed at the showcase. So that was, we got a lot of canvases there, and so this year we're gonna have our planning team realize that it's not super sustainable to have 400 canvases and like transport them and do this. So we're probably gonna be creating new outreach activities, new ways to get more students involved, to make it more accessible. And then, yeah, so we're gonna, and during the school year, we collaborate with MCYC, which is this year with Sammy right over there, Sammy and Michaela. And then for us, it's really a lot of professional skill development. And I say this, it's like the smaller skills that we don't really think we need, like public speaking. Like here I am talking to a really big group of people, and this is like a really important skill. Emailing all the people, we're emailing Nancy, Kristen, all the different like community like leads and adults. And yeah, so there's so many skills that you can learn, leadership of course, and it's great for college apps. Like all the opportunities here, it's an amazing thing to put on your college apps. So definitely come and join us. We're a super fun team. Yeah.
If you want to do this project, if you go out this door, down the hall to the left, and take a right at the end of the hall, or that door, take a right on the left, you'll see a display of some of the canvases and some of the art that was submitted for the showcase, and MCOE was nice enough to host a little post art show
You
here.
can read some of the poetry that was submitted as well. I know that there's some poetry written by Walt here and probably other folks in the room. So just know that it is an operating professional office space. So if you do walk down that way, that you're respectful of the people who are working.
Hopefully they'll be gone.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
My hope is that they are long gone.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so Tay Radio Marin.
So hi everyone, I'm Javier Vicuna. I'm the radio studio manager and one of the hosts for Tay Radio Marin. We're part of the Multicultural Center of Marin.
And I'm Kimberly Escobar. I'm one of the radio hosts and radio coordinator. And we are a radio show. It's for youth by youth, and it's between ages 13 to 25. And basically, we are just hoping to have an extra hand-on. So you would be doing a mixture of a bunch of different things. You'd be able to learn the backstage of how to program everything, how the cameras are set up. We recently just got new cameras, and our studio is looking amazing so far. And you'd be able to also have a chance to be on the show and like make up your own topics. And it's also free space. You can make whatever topic you want. We always come up with new topics every week, and we try to have someone on the show just so it's not just us talking. So you can do whatever you want, and you can either, if you don't want to be a host, you can just help us in the back. You can help us with making new shows. We try to plan our shows ahead a month before. And then the only requirement is you have to go in person. We do in person and virtually. Right, theirs is Monday and Tuesday, but we're flexible on when we record. So it just depends on everyone is available, but we do air on 4 on Fridays.
Yeah, and just to add, so we meet like Monday, Tuesday virtually on Zoom to just kind of go over like what the game plan is for next week's show. And then we have the shows pre-recorded on Monday and Tuesdays as well. And then we plan to live stream those on Fridays at 4 p.m. So that we go live on YouTube, Facebook, and then we post a show after on Spotify. And then we're also live on the radio on Wednesdays on 90.5 FM KWMR, also at 4 p.m. And yeah, I mean, it's just a great space. I worked really hard in building the space and getting it together. So yeah, it's, again, if you're interested or just interested in sharing stories or sharing any kind of issues that you see in the community here right now, is a perfect opportunity. Also, like I said, we got that new equipment. Like I actually got a cinema cameras, so they're like legit stuff. And a lot of the switchers and everything is what they use in my professional broadcasting studio. So if you're interested on that, reach out to us.
It's a great opportunity because I started doing it when I was 14, and I've been doing it for 4 years now. I'm 18 now, and I love it, and I've stayed there. And I want to continue to be there because working there, also you'll meet all the other MCM staff, and everyone's so amazing. It's like a family, and it's just like amazing. And hopefully you get to like continue the project with us. That's what we're hoping. Whoever wants to join us to continue throughout the year, because we always need an extra hand, just because like doing the back stuff, because we always have 2 people on the show and then 1 person in the back, and having an extra person will really just help us out.
Yeah.
Great. And if I could just. Their location is very central, so it's in San Rafael, just right off 101. So it's easy to get to either by transit or by car. So that's a big plus too. Yay! Thank you guys.
So up next is Marin County Restrictive Covenant Project.
Hey guys, I'm Tula and I'm a junior at Tam High School. I started working on this project the spring of my freshman year, so the spring of 2022. And before I start, I just want to define what restricted covenants are, because it's kind of an essential term and I didn't know what it was when I, entered the project. So restricted covenants are basically stipulations in housing deeds that prohibited the purchase or lease of a certain property to people based on race or ethnicity. Historically, it was mainly targeted towards African Americans or Asian Americans. So yeah, that's kind of just a definition that you need. But to give you a progression of the project, it kind of started out as compiling resources, as in kind of like newspaper clippings that mentioned housing discrimination locally in Marin County. And then working with ethnic studies teachers and curriculum developers to bring it into the classroom. So our goal is to bring these teachings on local restrictive covenant or redlining practices into Marin high schools. And so we started out focusing on bringing it into ethnic studies curriculum and how they saw like what was most beneficial for them in working with us was that we would create kind of a toolbox of resources that they could then pull from and implement in their own lessons. But a really cool opportunity that we're gonna get this summer is to work with AP African American Studies teachers to create actually fully constructed lessons. And so it's a really cool opportunity, something we haven't been able to do before, and kind of learning from these teachers who know the process of putting together actual curriculum, and just making a difference in how students perceive the way that where they live, and understanding that the way it's organized racially is not by accident, it's by government design. And there's a big payoff because just the work you put in this summer and maybe this fall and however long you want to work on it will be taught for years to come. So it's just a really cool project. I'll be happy to answer any questions you have. And we have a website too. That would be awesome to check out. We have all the resources up on there. And some really cool like videos and stuff you can watch. But yeah, I hope you guys are interested and think about joining.
Thanks for that.
Oh, we have a video. Okay.
I think we can play this video on
Oh, the Zoom one? Yeah, let's do that. I didn't,
We have one organization that couldn't be here. This is BACR, Bay Area Resource.
Bay Area Community Resource.
Yeah. And so Raven is gonna tell us about this presentation, this opportunity, which actually starts this summer but goes through next year.
hold on a second. Well, I don't know how to make, yeah, you should press it for in here.
I think Gabby's got the end. Gabby, you press it?
For Zoom, we might just need to send them a link after. Otherwise, it's gonna be flashing sounds.
Gabby, I think you can press it for here.
I think there's a way to do it where if you put the link, sorry. If you put the link for me in the chat and maybe mute your stuff. Well, actually, we should be able to hear it.
And I'm gonna share with you a little bit about the summer internship that we are hosting for high school students in Orange County. So the internship program is called And I'm gonna share with you a little bit about a summer internship that we are hosting at our high school.
What is it? Listen again.
All right, raising the bar.
I'm Maria. I'm a senior at Marin Academy, and I'm going to be leading the Raising the Bar youth internship this summer. I've been working with Raising the Bar since I was a freshman, and it's an amazing program. I'm sure you may have seen the signs there in blue. So Raising the Bar essentially is about parent modeling, and it's sort of created to shift the norms around what substance use is and encourages healthy choices and healthy behavior around substance use prevention. And so the whole main goal is keeping youth events alcohol free. And so I'm sure you all have seen, like if you've been at an event for school or things like that, and there's kind of parents drinking in the corner and kids are hanging out. And the whole goal is to make that not a norm that we see in our communities. And so for this internship and being a Raising the Bar youth ambassador, you're going to be meeting sort of once a week is what we had talked about, virtually on Zoom, because we know it can be hard to come in person, but we might do an end of the year, end of the summer meeting, and the internship will run from June up until the end of August when people start school. And we're going to focus on making projects centered around advocating for healthier spaces and youth-centered events, but this whole internship is centered around what you guys want to do. So if you want to create a project around healthy choices and healthy modeling, you can be the one to sort of lead that goal and initiative, and we'll be there to support you and offer advice. And a lot of the meetings will be with your own group. So yeah, and if you want to check out Raising the Bar and what they're all about as well, you can just Google Raising the Bar, and the website will be on there as well for more information. You all sign up.
So healthy team decision.
I'm also doing.
All right.
Okay, so I'm not the one leading this internship, but they are very similar to Raising the Bar. And so essentially, this is a 6-week internship, and this internship purely focuses on healthy teen decisions, so not just substance use prevention, and focusing on what that means to make a healthy decision. And so in this internship, you're going to sort of create, your own projects and deliver presentations for middle school students and create those resources. And I'm sure that they also have a lot of already made resources for students as well. So some of that might be working on those resources that have been made before, and adopting the presentation, promoting it on social media. So it's going to run 6 weeks throughout the summer. And it's a great way to get involved around learning what it means to make a healthy choice and healthy decision. Yeah.
Right, let's bring her in.
Hi guys, I'm Alex again. I am the co-chair of the OD Action Team. My other co-chair is Colin, who's on Zoom right now. And
Hi, I'm Sophia. I'm the PR lead for OD Marin.
yeah, so what OD for Marin is a coalition of community organizations that strive to prevent overdoses in Marin County. And we do this in order, or why would you want to join us? It would be to make an impact on your community and to prevent fatal overdoses and save lives from opioids such as fentanyl. And then you also, it would be really important to have your voice be able to be heard, especially as a youth. And we will be meeting bi-weekly in person and on Zoom, and there'll be in-person events throughout the summer.
Yeah, so kind of talking about those events, the actions that we take at OD3 are holistically about establishing a community presence. We table out a bunch of different community events and create educational social media content. So how we do this, we distribute Narcan trainings. For example, we'll go to the farmer's market and table there, and also we educate youth.
Yeah, and if you didn't know, Narcan is an opioid overdose reversing drug. So.
Right there.
Right there.
That's a little
Awesome.
Thanks, guys. Okay, we're from homecoming.
Very good.
Hi everyone, my name's Tara, I'm a junior at Sam.
Hey, I'm Graham and I am a freshman at SR. And we are a planning committee for queer prom and queer homecoming, which are just queer specific events during homecoming and prom times, because queer people have historically been not like explicitly restricted from proms, but it's very heteronormative. So just to include them in that. And we just plan and host 2 events a year, and Carol will get more into them.
Yeah, so queer prom and queer homecoming, they're biannual typically. So queer prom happens towards the springtime, queer homecoming in the fall, sort of towards the beginning of the school year. They're both essentially LGBTQ plus exclusive like parties that this committee is responsible for putting together. So how this used to work was at the SPAR Center, used to be responsible for finding the theme, you know, the place it would take, like the time and place it would take place, and then decor, all that. But because of their unfortunate closing, we were tasked with putting together a bit of a task force, which is this committee to put together. This is an LGBTQ plus exclusive committee, sorry allies. So we're responsible for finding where it will take place, finding out dates, and this is kind of a really cool opportunity for us, because in the community, now that the SPAR Center is closed, there's not a whole lot of opportunity to get together as like the full community in Marin County. So if you're interested, please feel free to ask any of the specialists later.
Kara, do you want to tell them about the June date?
Oh, yes. So the upcoming queer prom coming up is June 21st at the Falkirk Cultural Center. It is RSVP, but we do take drop-ins. But yeah, it's gonna be really fun. So good to see you.
Information about that on the 1925 website, right?
Right, and we'll send the flyer out with the follow-up to all of you, so that you can share that with your friends. And Tara, I'm gonna have the printed versions next week, so I'll get them to you at the flyers. Yeah, yeah. Great, thank
What do
you.
we have up next?
Oh.
Nationality's homework helper.
Hi guys, I'm Sarni. I'm a senior at Redwood High School and I am the founder of Homework Helpers.
Hi guys, I'm Olivia, I'm a senior at Marin Academy, and I've been a volunteer for Homework Helpers, and I'm also a second coach. We'll get to. So basically, Homework Helpers is a student-led program, and it aims to give ESL and low-income students free homework help, and so it's all based on like volunteer work, like during the school year of high schoolers. But during the summer, it's like we work on a bunch of different like outreach and things like that Sarnia will touch on. But we have a bunch of different sites for the program. It started with just one, Corn Madera, but since then we've opened Fairfax Civic Center, and last summer we opened the Novato branch and Ivy Civic Center one. So yeah.
Yeah, so it's a lot of coordination between these 3 sites because it's all in person. You're working with a lot of different
4 sites.
Yeah, 4 sites, and you're working with a lot of different stakeholder groups, whether it's students, parents, teachers, schools, the libraries, the county. So it's a lot to manage. So this summer we're gonna be working on a lot of consistent communication between all those different groups, and then working on streamlining and making all of our sign-up processes as easy as they can be for the people that we're trying to help. We're also been working on our outreach for specific branches that need more outreach to the school districts to make sure that everyone who needs a service is able to access it. And then we're also going to work on building and growing our social media. So you can help us out by giving us a follow. Instagrams.
Yeah. Show me your shirts, turn around.
Oh yeah, we have shirts.
that was it.
So let's go, can we go back to the list of all, because that was a lot. First, let's round of applause for all of them. Just in case you have a memory like mine and you can't remember all of what you just heard, the list is up there and I'll get that going for the Zoomies too. But yeah, any questions? And we'll start with maybe in the room, and then we'll go to Zoom and we'll just kind of titrate back and forth. So are there any questions from folks in the room about any of these projects?
Wow, you guys did a good job. I think
Yeah,
happened here.
yeah.
Yeah, how old do you have to be in Tay Radio?
Great question. We start with kids in high 13.
How old?
13.
Great, thank you.
Do you have to do an internship for all of these, or can I like volunteer for certain programs with us committed?
I think that a great way to handle that is just sign up for what you're interested in, and then you can talk to the lead about how you'd like to participate. So we would never turn down anyone that wants to be in any of these projects, and if you're wanting to do just a certain part of it, I think it's just a discussion. I think that's a good question.
Yeah, and then after this, we'll go to the Zoomies, and you should be able to raise your hand and unmute yourself, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
What's the application process like for some of these, like you have to apply?
I think there's gonna be a form, so the question, if you didn't hear on Zoom, is what's the application process like? And there's gonna be a form that you have until June 6th to complete, and that's really just your interest form. And then the person who's running that internship will reach out to you with any next steps. Because it'll probably be different, it'll look different for each one.
This is an inclusive program, meaning that there's not an application, like there's people that are gonna not be able to be in part of the team. This is really an opportunity for you to put your toe in the water and see what you wanna do. So it's basically asking for general information and your interest. That helps?
I'm gonna go to Zoom and then I'll come back to you, okay? All right, so we have a question. Great to hear about all these opportunities. How many programs can we express an interest in? And I think it's 3, correct, Nancy? So
yeah,
3. Up to 3 programs that you're interested in. Any other questions on?
Can I just say one thing about that?
Yeah.
If you like have a burning desire, like the 3 is just like, oh my God, I just can't just do 3, I really want to do 4. Just reach out to me and we'll talk about it. Because there are some projects that are gonna be very minimal commitment for the summer, because like, for instance, the showcase, we're really just trying to do a touch once a week. So as a rule, we'll say 3, but there's never any rule that can't be broken. So you can always reach out.
It's up to Nancy, and I'll just say for the folks on Zoom, when there's a lot of background talking, they have a hard time hearing, so just so you know. Any other questions? Hey, exclamation mark, I had to join late, I'm interested in the carrying cards, I missed the intro, is there somewhere I can learn more? Yes, so when you get the form that I just mentioned, Sienna, click on or indicate that you're interested in carrying cards, and the person will get back to you.
Is that the CNI I'm meeting with? I think it might be. Or
yes, it is.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, and I will tell you all about it when we meet next week.
Awesome.
Okay.
Okay, good. Folks can unmute. Any other questions on Zoom? And we'll come back to you, but I just want to be 3 and 3 here. Is there a homework helpers group in San Francisco, or could there be a future possibility? Start your own.
Yeah, you could help start that.
Yeah.
Can they reach out to you if they're interested in starting their own?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, I always have to talk.
I know.
So Sarni, who's here, collaborated with the Marin County Free Library, so she can counsel you on what it would be like to go to your city library there. And I think that our Marin County Library would be so happy to partner, and I think that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Love it.
Okay. And just because this is connected to homework helpers, the next question is, what's happening over the summer? Is there actually going to be tutoring, or is it just kind of organization and logistics?
Yeah, so for the summer, it's mostly just going to be organization and logistics, but I think it actually is a great way to get into tutoring during the school year, because you get a really good idea of how the program works, and if you do participate in this, then it's kind of easier to take more of a leadership role, whether that's becoming a site lead or whatever that might mean for the specific one you want to volunteer at, but I would say they're intertwined, but yeah, the summer would just be logistics mostly.
Planning.
Thank you, cool, thanks, and then now.
So can you like over the summer, is it possible that you might have to miss the kids with
The question is it okay if you miss a few meetings over the summer? And I can't speak for everyone, but my experience last summer was that, yes, that's no problem. We know it's summer, there's jobs, there's vacations, there's sports, there's all sorts of competing things for your time. So generally, it's fine to miss. Yeah.
Totally fine.
Yeah.
If we only have people participating that were here every week of the summer, then we would have very many people. Yeah.
I think we had folks zooming in from like other countries to join meetings last year, so yeah, we'll make it work. Any,
When does it start, like, also having to, because I thought it said like around July.
So the question is, when does it start, meaning the internships, and then when do they end? So there's the timeline, good, on both. So projects begin around June 17th-ish. And then they'll end toward the end of the summer. So we'll do a presentation August 12th. But some tend to carry on into the school year. So there isn't like always that final date. Some might end on time, but generally they continue into the summer or into the school year.
If there is one slide you might want to take a picture of on your phone, it might be this slide.
And everyone will get this if you gave the email in their registration. Any other questions in the room? Yeah.
Would you be actively working with kids in the summer?
With homework helpers, will you actually be working with kids in the summer?
No, not directly.
The homework helpers will start actually like mid-September, so there'll be a planning group this summer. And then in early September, all the volunteers will go to an orientation at the Cordero Library, and that will kick off the tutoring season. What this group has found, Sarni's group, is that if you start the tutoring too early, kids aren't frustrated enough yet to come for tutoring. So you have to kind of wait until the school year kind of seeds itself, and then you start getting kids.
Any questions on Zoom? Feel free to unmute yourself. Right, everything's super clear. We'll take your time. Feel free to unmute yourself or type it in the chat. All right, Ben?
For the tutoring, is there a general like grade level that you're tutoring, and also is there a specific subject that it's like specific to, or?
No, I would say because we focus on English second language and underserved students, it is a really diverse group of students that come. So we have a lot of kids who are coming in to just practice their reading with someone who is pretty fluent in English, like one of our tutors. So we have a lot of elementary school students, and then we also have middle schoolers and even high schoolers who are coming in just to get the actual free tutoring that they need. So we have students for all subjects, all grades really, but I think we cap it from 3rd grade to 10th grade, but we're pretty lenient about that.
And sorry, don't those kids, if they sign up, say what they need help with?
Yeah.
So sometimes you have tutors like yourself that really like math, and so you want to kind of do the math thing. Then the leads at those sites will kind of match you up with the kids that are looking for math help.
Any other questions in the room? Do folks have a sense of what they're interested in? You don't have to say it, but just like raise your hands or on Zoom, you can like throw up your thumbs up or, throw us a heart or something. You guys have a pretty good idea of what they want to do over the summer. Still need to think about it.
Did you feel like there's a pretty good range? There's categories we tried to make, but they're kind of arbitrary. A lot of the projects are both mental health and substance use. Tay Radio is kind of all those things too. And yeah, great.
So we'll move on and feel free to interrupt if you have questions.
Now it's Gabby.
Yeah.
All right,
Gabby.
Alexandra has a question, but there's a hand raised on.
Oh, was that hand raised for a question or was it? Oh, I think it was they know.
Sorry, it wasn't for a question.
Thanks, Alexandra, and.
Okay, great. Hello, everybody. My name is Gabby Agar, and I am the one that has been probably emailing you all. So, what are the next steps is to take a picture or, get the QR code for our survey link. Again, you have time to think about what internships you want to join with a max of 3, unless you talk to Nancy. And so I'll give you time to do that. Yes.
If someone doesn't have a phone.
This will be uploaded tomorrow and as well as this recording, and I will send a follow-up email to everyone.
It says we need.
The website is not too hard to remember, marin9to25.org. So again, we'll send an email to all of you, but that's where you can find all this too. And you should, take your time doing whatever you need to do.
We have a hand raised on Zoom. Are those questions? You want to unmute yourself, Sienna or Lily?
Yeah, for me it says that I don't have permission to access.
Yeah, we're fixing.
Now it should be there.
You should have
Oh,
permission
awesome.
now.
Cool.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks,
you.
Sienna.
That was a test.
Yeah, that was a test.
And I'm wondering too, Lauren,